Hey, 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 good evening, and good night, or good morning, or wherever you happen to be. What's going on? I'm Jerry Dove. I am glad that you are joining us, and we're going to give you a few more minutes to get in with us tonight because we got something special going on for you. Listen, I am normally the host and creator of a show called I Remember That Song, or IRTS Live, which comes on every Tuesday night right here on this channel that you're looking at. Let me show you some of me and my friends. And we like to say we're just sitting around talking about music and what it means to us. Me, CJ Flash, Ryan Nicole, Big Russ, and Tracy Anderson. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here where you're watching right now, we talk about music and all kinds of different things. Tonight, though, I have been asked by a good friend of mine, LaDonna Trotman, who runs Top Shelf Classics, to sit down and let us get to know this man who's going to be appearing at Yoshi's on Monday, this Monday at 8 p.m. right here. I'm talking about the Classic Man. He's going to bring his classic soul review and sing all kinds of great music and songs that you know and that you love. And we're going to get to know him a little bit tonight. You ready? You ready? Well, here he comes. Come on, say what's up. What's up, Classic
Hey,
Man?
what's happening, Biz up, G Dove? How you doing,
I'm
man?
doing just fine, my brother. I'm doing just fine. You asked me
Good.
earlier if I had my nap. I said, yeah, I had my, yeah, man. I'm ready.
Yeah,
So
hey, I'm ready too, man.
okay. So how you feeling? How you doing?
Man, I feel fantastic, man. Just looking forward to Monday. When you're about 2-3 days out from a show, there's prep involved, but
Mm-hmm.
now it's just 72 hours, man, and
That's right.
this is the kind of stuff I live for, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just loving. I'd sleep on the stage if I could, man.
Well,
Just to
that would be a problem. That would be problematic when it's time for everybody to go home. So
well, I wouldn't let them go home. See, that's the
let's
whole
see.
thing.
Well, what's the old phrase? You ain't got to go home, but you got to get
You
up
got to
off that
leave here,
stage.
right?
Where, hey, let me also. I don't know if I mentioned I'm going to be the host of the show on Monday night too, which is another reason why I'm the one talking to you tonight. So I'm looking forward to introducing you for I think about the third time that I brought you out on stage. So
Yes,
it's
yes, it'll
always
be
a
third
fun
time.
show. You got a great band. It's going to be back there with you. Tell us some of the people that are going to be playing with you that night.
Well, on my music, I'll start with the music director, a guy named Daryl Bishop. We call him Debo. He was
Mm-hmm.
the first Debo. I've known him since probably 19, I want to say 80, 81, 82. Um, Real talented brother. He's played with a lot of folks, knows music like no other. I've been knowing him, like I said, since about 1982. I guess that makes it almost 40 years or so. Real close. Lonnie, my
Mm-hmm.
keyboard player, but in my other band with the Marvin Gaye tribute band, he was actually the drummer.
Mm-hmm.
But he's another talented brother. I've been knowing him. We still consider each other brother-in-laws. He's still married to the sister. I'm not, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I've been knowing him. I've been knowing him since like 81 is when I met Lonnie, and then we have Angelo Dominguez, another keyboard player, real talented brother. He played with me and my brother Samuel in our duo we had called Secrecy. He was one of our
Mm-hmm.
keyboard players. And then,
Well, let me interrupt you right there.
yeah,
For those of you who didn't hear what he just said, his brother is Samuel. You know that song, "So You Like What
yeah,
You Seek" with the
yeah,
program, or
yeah,
actually,
jealousy.
they do a little better version of it than I do, but
Right,
that's the
jealousy,
song.
and why
Yeah.
you treat me so bad, and
Mm-hmm.
lean on me was their biggest hit. Yeah, matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
he just left. He made it to Canada this morning. Him and Valerie,
Okay.
they have their own thing now, and they're doing a
Mm-hmm.
gig in Canada. But so who would I leave off? Lonnie, Angelo, and then on guitar, I
Mm-hmm.
have we call him the silent assassin, Mister Franklin Miller.
Okay.
He's our lead guitarist, and last but not least, many of the Bay, all of the Bay knows Mr. Rick Alexander.
Rick is gonna be there. That's good. I
Yeah.
haven't seen him in a
Well,
little
actually,
bit.
Rick
Okay.
won't be here for this show. No, Rick will
Ah.
not be there, but he is our saxophone player.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
he
Nice.
had
Nice.
conflicting dates with Tony. So
Okay. All
yeah,
right. All right. Well, that's a great band. It's going to be a great band. It's a great
yeah.
show. And somebody here, the great DJs asked, are we live? Absolutely, we are live. So anybody who's out there watching, put your comments out there so we can say hello to you and you can interact with Classic Man and interact with me. And hopefully we'll give you some fun and let you get to know Classic Man a little bit. Once again, we're coming up on Monday, this Monday, July the 18th,
Yeah.
8 p.m. You're going to be at Yoshi's in Oakland. You've graced that stage before. I remember one of the first times I met you was on that stage. What's it like being at Yoshi's? It's a great sound system. I was just there last night to see Martin Luther. Tell me how you feel when
Yeah,
you hit the
yeah.
Yoshi stage.
Matter of fact, I saw your post,
Mm-hmm.
Martin Luther. I really enjoyed it, brother. I've been watching him for years, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Bay Area favorite, man.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
Yoshi's, this feels different because before I was an opening act, but this is my first time at Yoshi's as the main act, the only
Okay.
act. And man, I'm telling you, there is a level of excitement that even though I've been in the business for a while, but there is a level of excitement about this show. As a matter of fact, it dawned on me today that I
Mm-hmm.
need to get down there Sunday and take a picture of the marquee,
Oh,
because
yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
for the fact that my name is on the marquee at Yoshi's. You know what I mean? I've had my name
Nice.
on marquees at other marquees,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not Yoshi's. When
Mm-hmm.
you're from the
Mm-hmm.
Bay, Yoshi's is special, man.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
something special. And so, and one thing, G, is that I know, we didn't give the supporters a long time to prepare for this. This was kind of the circumstances and
Mm-hmm.
how it was kind of thrown in and asked of me if I could do this. And I felt like, I could. And so, even though, I'm talking to the supporters, even though you didn't have a whole lot of time, I want you to share in my excitement that night. So if you could, for me, make a sacrifice on a Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if I had my druthers, I'd be there on a Friday or Saturday night or Sunday. But you have to earn that, and that's one of those things. Because again, it's Yoshi's, and so if you could please, make that sacrifice, and because I'm telling you, my energy that night, I mean, it's off the charts now. I'm harnessing it now,
Mm-hmm.
even to do this interview because I am so excited, man. And I
Yeah.
know come game time, it's man, it's gonna be off the chain, man.
Yeah, well, tickets are on sale right now at yoshis.com. And for you, those of you who live in the Bay or around Oakland, if you go directly to the venue, you don't have to pay any of those service fees or anything like that. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow afternoon, drive over to Yoshi's, get you some tickets, save the service fee, which you can then pay. You can throw that money on the stage at Classic Man when you start singing all those songs that you like. So
Yeah.
listen, let's talk a little bit about how you got all this thing started. I was reading your bio and you
Uh-huh.
started out in your father's gospel quartet.
Quartet. Yes.
Yeah, so tell us about that.
Man. Oh man. I love our Sam and I both our beginnings, man. My dad, he was a singer in every phase of the word, man. I mean, that guy, he literally sang all the time. And I love to hear my dad sing. My dad could blow, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would have, when he started in the 60s, his gospel quartet, they would rehearse in our living room. And as a little boy, man, I'm sitting there, and just by osmosis, you start to learn the songs, right? And then all of a
Right.
sudden, I'm loving the harmonies and the music, and oh man. And so in my mind as a little kid, I'm thinking one day when I get old enough, hey, I'm gonna sing with Dad's group. Well, one of the staples that would continue to happen is that going through musicians with groups, right? And my
Mm-hmm.
dad always, they'd have a guitar player for 6 months to a year, something would happen, right? Then they got to find another guitar player. And so I just made the comment one day because I could see how despondent my dad was about, it was a show coming up and the guitar player, something happened, he couldn't make it, and or he quit or whatever. And so
Mm-hmm.
I said, Dad, you know what? I want to play, for the quartet. When I get big enough, I'm gonna play. So he said, oh, you want to play guitar? Because I had an uncle, God rest his soul, who had a music store on 73rd and MacArthur back in the
Mm-hmm.
day. And he played in bands and stuff, and he played guitar. He was bad. And
Mm-hmm.
he was Leroy Prater. And so, man, I remember my dad saying, okay, we go over to their house, and they're all having fun in the front room, and but I'm back there, fingers hurting. He's like, "Hey, here's a chord. Hold this chord, and you sit back here and you strum it until your fingers gonna hurt, but you strum it until you get the sound." He played a chord. He said, "Until it sounds like this." And man, I'm back there, blink, blink, blink. But the beauty is when you hear that chord sounding like his, man, that you go, okay. And then when I got to like the 7th grade, I think it was 7th grade, I signed up for guitar class, and that's where I met Roy Stone.
Roy Stone. Okay, DJ Roy Stone. Okay,
yeah, DJ Roy Stone. I met Roy.
Okay.
We had guitar class at King Elementary, and then we would play. And I told Roy, I said, I remember he played guitar, I played guitar. We played in a little garage bands at Ronnie Lee's house, man. And one of our favorite tunes that we played the best was Hollywood Swinger.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, we had a guy.
I didn't know you guys were far back. Yeah, Roy's a great guy, man.
Yeah, we had a guy named Dana Dorham. Dana was in our beginning guitar class, but man, he could play Sly, Stevie Wonder, and so man, when the teacher said, "Okay, take a break," he's over there showing us how to play, different stuff, and it was off to the races from that, man.
Nice. Hey, look, you're watching. We're calling this Classic Man After Dark. That's Classic Man. I'm Jerry Dub. He's going to be at Yoshi's on Monday night, 8:00. Tickets available at yoshis.com, or like I was saying before, you can go right directly to Yoshi's and save that service fee. People are already asking, brother, what kind of songs are you going to be singing? So I'm gonna run a little clip of something here in a minute, but give us a little idea of some of the songs that you're going to be singing.
Classic soul. I'll be doing some Ron Isley from the Isley Brothers. I'll be doing some Frankie Beverly, Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass.
You're doing all my favorites, man.
Some Bobby Caldwell.
Stop it.
I'll be doing some Classic Man original. I'll be doing Answer Your Phone that night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a great show, and then everything is live, and you're recording it live, and I want people to see a little taste of what you're all about. So everybody, check this out, and we'll be back in about 1 minute and 10 seconds. We'll be back. Check it out, though.
Tried everything, but you don't give up. In my world, only you make me do for love what I would not do. Mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we've gotta find a way to bring some love in here again. Hey, gonna be living for the love of you. All now, baby, all that I'm giving is for the love of you. I'm gonna get it on, threatening you, baby. I wanna get it on. You don't have to worry that it's wrong. If the spirit moves you, let me groove you. Hey, let your love come out. Oh, get it on, come on, babe. Do you know the meaning of being sanctified? Oh, do right, baby.
Okay. You brought that, bro. Very nicely done.
Thank
and
you,
so
man.
this, and first of all, the hats, obviously, that must be like your trademark or something like that, right?
It is. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, man, my dad, that's a long list of Praters, man. And I remember the 60s and 70s, them cats, they wore those khakis and Stacey Adams and London Fogs and fedoras, man. And I remember I was in my 20s, man. I was wearing pointed toe Stacey Adams patent leather, man. And overcoats.
Them patent leather shoes, man, to make your feet sweat. I remember they look good when you're standing up.
Cool.
No,
Huh?
well, I was cool too, but they make your feet sweat. Come on, tell the truth, classic man. Tell the truth. So nothing fun about patent leather shoes. And listen, we got a lot of people that are tuning in with us tonight. Y'all do me a favor and say where you're watching from, so we can get an idea of who we're talking to out there. And if your name is not showing up when it says like your Facebook user, all you got to do is go back, log in again, and ask Facebook will ask you permission to use your name so we can see who we're talking to. And shoot your questions out here to Classic Man as well. I'm here for you, and you got some questions you want to ask him? By all means, put them right in the comments. All right, so let's continue on with your career, okay? So by about 2000, and I believe it's like 2005-ish, something like that, you went into a concert of the Inner City Talented Youth. What a title at the Paramount Theater in Oakland. Tell it what happened with that.
Oh man, Oakland, city of Oakland decided to put on a concert in these Inner City Talented Youth, and my best friend at the time, his name is Larry Williams, who lives in Florida now. He was he plays piano, keyboard, and so I don't know, I can't remember who submitted our name. But I remember getting that phone call saying, "Hey, would you like to sing?" All they said was, "Hey, this is so and so, so and so. We know you're a singer. Would you like to sing at the Paramount Theater?" I'm like, "What?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely." So it was I think we play. I have a trophy in there now. I think I placed third or something. But and it was a song I wrote. You know, I was writing back then. I was a teenager. You know, I was writing back then. It wasn't 2005. This was like 19. I was about 16 years old. Then.
Oh, wow,
16,
man.
17. Yeah.
So you knew from way back what was going on, right?
Yeah.
So where did they come up with that title, the Concert of Inner City Talented Youth? That sounds so.
I mean, I think it was a city. I think it was the city of Oakland. It was their program. I don't know, and it was just that 1 year. I don't know who deadened it, but man, that would be a great something to keep going. You know, because I tell you a funny story behind that though. Going to Berkeley High, my partner and I, we went to Berkeley High, right? And so you know, remember in those days, there wasn't a lot of when you went to dances, especially people that went to dances at Berkeley High. We had the round room, right? And there they would spin records. But boy, when you went to most places, they were playing live music. And we went to a lot of parties at Cal Berkeley. And so this guy, he would always, you know, there were live bands, and he would always go, and this is how we got our girls, right? He would always go and he would lie and say he and I were opening up for the Commodores, you know, who were huge back then, right?
Yeah.
And so he said, the guy, you know, and whoever was in charge would always go, "Oh, you do?" And he go, "Yeah." He said, "So when the band takes a break, let us do a song." So inevitably, the band would take a break, and then we go do some Commodores. Thanks for the times that you've given me. The memories are all. We do that one song, or People Bryson or something. And of course, you know, here we're famous now, right? And so oh man, it was
like that. And they just let you didn't even know who you were. You just like, okay, we can sing, we can okay, well, good.
They figured who would go say they could, and they would perform and couldn't, right? And we get up there and we do it. But he's always been that way, and he went right into sales, man, because that dude, he's a talker.
Okay, now listen, you also in like 2008, 2007, you formed an R&B duo with your brother, called himself Secrecy.
Right.
And you released Love Seasons, a CD, which you wrote 10 of the 11 songs and produced them as well. Tell us about that.
Oh, man. Love Seasons. Sam and I, you know, being brothers, we've always collabed about stuff. So we decided, you know, he wasn't really doing anything. He wasn't doing with them with Club Nouveau then. I wasn't really, you know, doing anything. So we just said, look, let's, you know, let's put something together. And actually, I don't know if you know Chuck Lounge. Chuck Lounge,
yes.
Chuck actually is the one who gave us our name. We were on the phone with him one day because he messed up our name so bad when we were. Well, do you remember that club that used to be on the inside of? It was a San Jose. I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, it was inside of DoubleTree Hotel. I can't think of the name. Yeah, but anyway, we were there one time. And Chuck was like, "Yeah, Samuel and D. Lynn, and he said, "Man, y'all got to come up with a name." So we on the phone one day called ourselves Secrecy. So we prided ourselves in that word, and that because we said, you know what, ladies, you listen to our music, we're gonna tell you how brother really feels. You know, when so one of the first songs on the CD that I actually have redone is called "Every Little Thing I Do," and what that song is about is a guy who him and the lady break up, but this is how what actually goes on behind the scenes after you break up. All that macho was going out the window, and he's saying things like, "Never thought we'd be in a place where we weren't sharing each other's space. You leaving me so fast, has happened so fast. Baby, it's been hard for me to grasp. Oh, what do I do next? Do I call her, leave her alone, or do I text? But now when I'm at home all alone, every little thing I do reminds me of you." And then in the second verse, he's talking about how he forgot that she wasn't even there. And he went to turn on the TV, and their favorite show came on. He's like, ah. Then he turned on the radio. Oh, their song, every little thing I do.
Nice. These are the kind of stories you're going to hear on Monday night at Yoshi's in Oakland. Tickets on sale for at yoshis.com to see Classic Man and his Classic Soul Review. You're a great storyteller on stage. You really engage. You saw a little bit in that video too, how you like to go out in the audience and touch a few folks and just get the ladies all excited to where they're throwing their bloomers at you, man. We're older now. We're older now. You know it's a bloomers. We're older now.
They're not wearing bloomers yet, man.
Go to the stage like this, So you said you love some Marvin Gaye and things like that. So I know you did a show with the Motown Soul Review with our brother, and you did Marvin Gaye, and obviously that's because that's clever, right? So what kind of, I can tell you some stories about how I feel about Marvin Gaye. I go way back to 1970, well, way back before, but 71, when that What's Going On album came out. My sister had it, and I snatched it from her, and I still got it to this day. The original one, this is like 51 years later, I still got it. And if she hears this, she's going to hit me upside the head because she's still my big sister. But Marvin Gaye is such an icon in the R&B world. And what made you decide that that's a man you want to talk about and sing about and emulate?
He's my favorite. And I always like to say I interpret Marvin. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to imitate him, but I interpret Marvin. And that's merely because he was, from the time I was a kid, I was introduced. My first Motown singers I was introduced to were not, when I say introduced, my uncles. They introduced me to the Temptations, and I love the Temptations. But the first time I heard Marvin Gaye, I think the song was "How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You."
Nice,
man. I was like, as a little kid, I was like, man, how sweet it is to be loved by you. I mean, that was so catchy, and I was just like, man, and my mom said I would walk around as a little kid, I'd be playing my little train set saying, how sweet it is to be loved, that little, and then from then on, anything Marvin did, man, and then it was just over for me when Marvin and Tammy, did that thing. I just love Tammy's voice, and those two together collabing, was awesome.
So what's your favorite Marvin Gaye cut? Mine is my favorite album is I Want You. Probably my favorite song is Since I Had You on that same album. What's your favorite Marvin cut?
It's most of my favorite Marvin cuts are the B-side stuff, man.
Really? Okay.
Like Sure Like the Ball. Flying High in the Friendly Skies.
Beautiful songs.
But I'd ever leave. It's not so much the commercial stuff. Hey, don't get me wrong. I like What's Going On, Mercy. Oh, and then I like What's Happening, Brother. Hey, brother, what you know good? I'm just getting back,
but you knew I would. War is hell when will it end?
Yes, sir.
When will people start getting together again? My things getting better, like you paper said. What else is good, my friend? Besides what I read, can't find no work, can't find no job, my friend.
That's right.
Money is tighter than it's ever been. Hey, man, tell me what's going on across this land. What's happening, brother?
Man.
Thank you. You're welcome. I'm done now. Good night, everybody. I'm auditioning for you right there.
I might introduce you.
I'm auditioning you. I'm auditioning. I see you didn't have any background singers. You might need somebody to do a little spoken word for you, something like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so Marvin Gaye is definitely the man. And things like You're the Man. Remember that one? That was
Mhm.
all about politics and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then the
Mhm.
whole Let's Get On. We know he had a tragic ending to his
Yeah.
life and all like that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
great singer. You know, did
Yeah.
you know that in the beginning he kind of wanted to be he wanted to be like a black Frank Sinatra?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, you hear Barry Gore, yeah, tell that story. He said Marvin had you had the hits. He had a few of the I think Ain't That Peculiar
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Can I Get a Witness, right? They
Mm-hmm.
were huge.
Yes.
And he said Marvin's first big break was at Bimbo's in San Francisco.
Really?
And yeah, he said sold out show, the whole nine.
Mm-hmm.
So Barry and all of them flew down to see, because those songs were doing well on the radio, right? And people were just waiting. He said, man, Marvin come out in tails and a top hat and sat at the piano and he was doing Sinatra. He said for
Mm-hmm.
like 45 minutes, the people were like bored to death.
Mm-hmm.
He said,
Mm-hmm.
then Marvin in Marvin's style said, I guess you didn't come here to hear this, but I guess some of that soul music. I guess that you come in, and then they started in the "Can I Get a Witness" and all that, and the crowd went crazy, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, this dude. But
Yeah.
he was one of my least favorite artists to see live because Marvin would always change up the song, the stuff you fell in love with on the radio.
Right.
You go
Right.
live, and he'd be singing "Mercy, Mercy Me" to some slow, that was just him, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Mm-hmm.
just him.
Now, the one thing about Marvin too is that, well, I never saw him live, so good for you being able to see him live. I never did get to see that, but uh, I was going to say that he had a lot of his hits with Tammy Terrell and also with the other artists and things like that. But he only got one Grammy
Wow, I
in
didn't
his
know that.
entire career. One
What
Grammy for
was it, for sexual healing?
sexual healing. Yeah, yeah,
Wow,
which
and
is
that's the least
probably.
favorite song I like.
I was just about to say that, because it's, they played the hell out of it, and I liked it the first million times I heard it, but that 1,000,001 put me over the edge, but that's not even, to me, some of his best work, but sometimes that's what it is. He had made a comeback of some sort at that time, and it was a great story, and so they gave him a Grammy for that one,
Yeah.
And I remember he was very excited about it. I remember seeing that on the television and
I
things
wish I
like
could have
that.
met him though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. With all the things that I read about him and hear about him being a troubled man, it might have disappointed you. You've met a lot of celebrities. I've met a lot of celebrities, and sometimes they're not what you want them to be.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's better that you don't meet them because they're
Well,
going through so much.
Yeah, but I meant musically. You know what I mean? I would have loved to have asked him questions like, because Marvin could play the piano and the way, just his approach to music. Have you ever heard him do "Yesterday" by the Beatles?
No, I have not. No.
Check that out.
Okay.
The Beatles had their version.
Right.
Man, Marvin's version of "Yesterday," it has inspired me in so many ways that I can take songs like I'm working right now in the studio on the Carpenter song, "We've Only Just Begun."
Okay.
But the music producer let me know today that he said, D, it's going to have the feel of the Isley Brothers' "Hello." Come on, man. Oh, man. Oh, come on, man.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Well, Luther always did a few of them Carpenter songs. So they made some great music. Don't sleep on Karen and Richard Carpenter. And don't ask me how I know both of their names, but I know music. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah,
But
I love music.
Don't sleep on them. As a matter of fact, I came out of Yoshi's last night. Like I said, we're seeing Martin Luther, and there's a guy that sits out there playing his. He's got like a karaoke machine behind him.
Okay.
And he was playing, and you should consider this song. I guess that's why they call it The Blues by Elton John. And that's, I guess that's why they call it the blues. I can't believe I'm singing this much on this. It's late at night if I'm singing like this. So,
right.
but you gotta find that song. It's a great song by Elton John.
Elton John, okay.
And everybody walking out of that place, and I'd say 90% of we're black folks, we're singing out loud. Time on my hands.
Okay. Okay, I gotta check that out.
Children. Yes, it's a great song.
Yes, I was gonna say, send me the link. And then
I definitely will. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, send me the link.
But I think you could probably sing that.
One thing I am going to do, not this show because it was such short notice, but I'm a music historian. You know, I like documentaries. I mean, anything I can find on music and blues and jazz, and so once I learned that all of our genres of jazz and gospel, soul, it all blues was the birth of all of it on the plantations, man. And so once I learned that, I said to myself, and I told the band, I said, I'm going to honor our ancestors going forward. At least one song in every show, I'm going to do a blues song. And
Nice. Nice.
yeah, I'm going to honor, you know, our blues greats, man. You know, because
Mhm.
I don't know if you ever saw that movie Cadillac Records, man.
Yes.
It caused me to really dig into Muddy Waters' life and Lil Walter and Howlin' Wolf and all. And man, when Howlin' Wolf was, I mean, that guy was he was an entertainer, man. You know, I mean, they say, you know, I happened to see a video clip. And they were talking about how he would jump up on the little juke joint, the bar, and then he'd be wild, like licking his guitar, and wild eyed and smokestack lightning, shining like gold. Don't you hear me cry? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh
Yes.
man, I
Nice.
love
Nice.
it. Oh yeah, that's a good
Nice.
stuff.
Nice.
So yeah,
So
I'm
you
an honor.
that would be amazing. Just show them all the different parts of your talents and things like that. Because once again, Classic Man, it's going to be at Yoshi's on Monday, brought to you by Top Shelf Classics. My good friend LaDonna Trotman is going to present this young man. I'm going to be your host. He's going to sing. I might get on stage and do a little bit of what's happening, brother, or maybe not because who's this over here? My man. Where'd it go? Right here. Great Rate DJ says that if I get on stage, might throw a couple of quarters at me. They're throwing bloomers at you and quarters at me. Who is Great Rate DJs and why is he talking about me like that? So, or why is she talking about me? That might be a woman.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know. But it's going to be a fun show. You've heard a little bit about what he's doing, and you've seen some of the music he's playing. I think I'll play that again before the night's done. But tell us some of the other artists that you're going to be talking about. Now, you said some blues. You got Marvin Gaye. You mentioned Frankie and Teddy and all these kind of things.
Yeah,
I can see you doing some good Teddy Pendergrass. I can see that.
Yeah. Well, Teddy is a, I mean, I've studied, his life and man, I saw a video not too long ago, man, when Teddy had this, I don't know if it was a mushroom wig or he had actually had
seen that. Yeah.
his hair cut like that, right? But you would not think a dude, right? You would not think a dude look like that would have a voice come out of him like that. They were doing I Miss You, Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Isn't YouTube a beautiful thing? Because I've seen that too. And if I can get in YouTube and just
get lost.
4 hours later,
Absolutely.
I'm going from Teddy Pendergrass to Elton John and the Carpenters and everything in between, man.
Exactly. One thing that that is very, very, very important to me, and I want anybody listening to know this. I feel like you remember when 60s and 70s, we were around when soul and funk were born, right? And you can't redo that. That was the time they were birthed, and we were around to see that. The industry, as we know, has changed. It's I wouldn't say it's worse. I know for an independent artist like me, it's better because I don't need permission from some big record company to tell me that I can sing or put my music out. I can do it myself, right? So we're not in the permission stage anymore. But one thing that is a pet peeve of mine is we had what I call ID badges that were birthed out of the 60s and 70s. Like we grew our hair long, symbol of independence and freedom. We had other symbols such as, said loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Tommy Smith and John Carlos stood on the podium, you know what I mean, with the black glove on. We had, when I was a little kid, my uncles, hey, give me 5. Then when I got to school, it was give me 5 on the black hand side. You know what I mean? Right. And again, it was stuff out of all the discrimination and stuff of the 40s and the 50s. That generation, my mom and dad generation, they I remember we used to wear. My mom used to dress us in little dashikis and little
Mm-hmm.
medallions. And man, oh my God, when my mom let us started letting her grow our hair long, we had little baby afros, but bro, we were excited.
Yes.
And then
Proud.
and we didn't call each other, especially in our music, right? In those days, and in the music, black men didn't exploit their women and call them, bees and hoes and all that. You actually be saying something nice, to your
Yep.
lady.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my dad and mom, they addressed their friends as soul brothers and soul sisters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just that's the language. That's the language of love, man. If they say, "Oh, do you know G Dub?" And I say, "Oh, yeah, that's my soul brother, man. I know that soul brother."
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with that, right? And so my whole point is that then we had a genre called soul that was a musical genre that I feel we just kind of let it go or let it be blended in to something else. And then when Maxwell and D'Angelo came along, they started, not the artists, but the industry started calling it neo soul.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know Maxwell and D'Angelo are not as old as Marvin Gaye. So it's just soul. It's not new soul. It's soul. They're not the same age. You know what I mean? So my campaign right now, man, is to bring and to put the spotlight back on soul music. I don't want it blended into R&B. Artists that are, I don't feel like it needs to be called Southern soul, Northern soul, Eastern soul. It's soul. It's soul music. And so, and I told Sunday, I told a few cats, I said, look, when I address people, I'm gonna start addressing you as my soul brother, soul sister, and that's across. It doesn't matter what color you are. If we vibing, you my soul brother or my soul sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's like. Yeah, because to me, that's the language of love, man.
I like it.
And I just feel like we put that back out in the atmosphere, it's gonna heal a lot of stuff, man. And
start the movement, Classic Man, right here,
yes,
12:32 Pacific Standard Time. You're starting the movement right on, my brother.
Right on.
Now, listen, a lot of what you're talking about, if I may take a minute to talk about my show a little bit, these are the kind of things that we talk about on IRTS Live. The show, again, is called I Remember That Song. We do an online version every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all that kind of thing. And we talk about music and what it means to us. So we'll play a little snippet of a song and share some of the stories that we're talking about now. Mind if I show you a little 30-second clip on it?
No, go ahead, man. Let's do it.
I'm so glad. That would have been embarrassing if you said I want to see it, but I would have played it anyway. So here we go.
IRTS Live is I Remember That Song live. IRTS Live is music, plus conversation, plus education, plus fun. Join us every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Watch the IRTS Live team talk about music from your favorite artists. And we've got celebrity guests too. Created and hosted by Jerry Dove and joined by a team of the industry's finest. Put IRTS Live in your favorites right now, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 7.
That's what we do. And I'm sorry that I showed it because that little gray hat I had on, I might wear that to your show since you guys.
No, I was gonna say, I was gonna comment on the hat. I was gonna say, way to go, G.
Okay,
yeah,
I might have to, so I can blend in with you guys a little bit. But that's every Tuesday at 7. So for all of you that are out there watching, love it if you can check it out and you'll see more conversation and fun like this and hear a lot of music too. So listen, we got a few more minutes with Classic Man. We're getting to know him a little bit after dark, after midnight, and we're going to be talking about your show that's coming up on Monday at Yoshi's. What other surprises you got in mind for us? Or I guess it wouldn't be a surprise if you told us, but
yeah, I was gonna say,
what other little tidbits do you want to give us about the show?
Well, again, while we're doing this, one of the things that I hope comes across is my passion for music, and then specifically soul music. I just, that's why, G, I don't just do a tribute to Marvin anymore. One of the reasons is that, I have my own music that I know that I need to, that matter of fact, I have 2 songs on Spotify now, Answer Your Phone. And then I did a cover, I Forgot to Be Your Lover. But I understand how, Classic Man is organically growing his audience. And so I got to do some familiar stuff so people, because nothing worse, man, than some artists trying to slam all that new stuff on you and You
That's
know,
a
so
bathroom break. That's a bathroom break, man.
right. But
When-
I tell right. But I tell tribute artists, you know, don't trip, because the beauty is you get to, as a tribute artist, you get to do all the hits. You don't have to,
Mhm.
you know, the artists themselves, when they, especially when they remember back in the day that break new music, they say, well, this is off my new album and nobody's heard it. And you're
Mhm.
like, okay, but get to the stuff I know, you know,
Right.
stuff that
Right.
we like. Whereas a tribute artist, man, you could hit all the hits, you know. But
Mhm.
yeah, so it's gonna be a good time, man. Like I said, I
Yeah.
just need people to make that sacrifice and come out on a Monday night, show you, so I can show Yoshi's that, you know, I'm Bay Area worthy of to get later in the week.
Well, we already know that, man. We already know that's again. There you are one more time. That's when you get
Yeah.
your Marvin Gaye hat on
Oh
there.
yeah, that was in the Marvin. Yeah, that was a Marvin.
And this
So,
one, so
man,
red must be like your favorite color too. Is that it?
what is it?
Is red your favorite color?
No, actually black, man.
Black is your favorite color
Black.
because I see you wearing a lot of red when I've seen you perform and things like
Yeah,
that.
you know why? Because of the audience. I took a photo. You remember, for that flyer for the Fairfield show, in that
Mhm.
red hat, and my photographer will tell you, I almost had to shoot him to put the red hat on. And I have a bunch of hats, but the red one I didn't like. Right?
Mhm.
He said, "No, D, wear the red hat, man.
Yeah.
Look, that's a classic man look." And so, man, I got so much good feedback from that, to where even now I get DMs, you know, mostly women, saying, "Hey, are you gonna wear that red hat?" And I kind of would like for it to be a surprise, but hey, you know,
That's your
the red,
trademark. See?
yeah, the red hat,
Your
yeah,
trademark. So again, I'm looking at your bio again, and like I said, we've talked about it a little bit already, but part of your classic man is your fashion. You talked about that, how much you love clothes, and I love clothes, and
yeah.
just go way back. And that's one of the things that I think has really messed up society. You know, is casual Fridays, man. Casual Fridays at work. It started with that, and then it just went to wear whatever you want, especially here in California. And people going to work in their pajamas and stuff. And I'm go back from what my father and my mother used to tell me: if you look nice, you're gonna act right, and you're gonna sit up straight, and just all that kind of thing. So keep doing that fashion, keep making the fellas look good, and making the ladies happy, and doing what you do, brother. Keep
Hey, you know
doing
what,
that.
Jerry? I had two young cats, and this was inspiring. When I say young cats, they're in their 40s, and they were like, "Hey," I happened to see one guy. I was in a parking lot. He said, "Excuse me, are you Classic Man?" I was at the Concord Sun Valley Mall, and I said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, man." He said, me and my son, we just come from the gym. I'm about to go get a suit right now because I'm coming to your show at Yoshi's, man."
Nice,
And I was like,
nice.
"Cool, man." He said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, man, you inspired me, brother, to start wearing suits, man." I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Wow,
Nice. See, that's what I'm talking
okay,
about. We had a little fun when you did that show in Fairfield with the Classic Man Fashion Show.
yeah,
And we're not going to do it on Monday, but we
right,
did that before.
right,
Where I think you had a couple of folks that just as fellas were coming in, they were dressed up, say, "Hey, look, you want to be in this fashion show?" Brought them up on stage. These brothers were primping and shining and just having a lot of fun with it. And the winner got some cash and things like that. That was a lot of fun, man. It's a good time.
yeah." And we'll do that again. We'll do it again, but not at Yoshi's on Monday, like you
Yeah.
said. Not this Monday.
Straight to the music, because that one it was a lot of fun and guys were into it, and it became like a comedy show and a
You're
concert
right.
at the same time,
You're
you know.
right. You're right. You're
All
right.
right, so look, we're gonna wrap it up with you now. If there's any other things, I'm gonna throw that video on one more time for the people who might not have seen that. And let me also tell you folks that if you just came in late and you missed part of this, or you just want to see it all over again, and why wouldn't you? As soon as we're done, about 3 or 4 minutes later, it'll say you can watch the video live and you can see it all over again. Share it with your friends. Convince that one girlfriend of yours that you need to go out on Monday night, and here's why. And you can do all that kind of thing. So Yoshi's Monday, Yoshis.com, Top Shelf Classics. My girl LaDonna Trotman is bringing Classic Man to the stage. I'm going to be honored to host it for just a couple of minutes and get in and get out of your way. And I might sneak up there when you do What's Happening, brother. So don't be trying to act like you don't know me no more.
I do,
Because
but
I'm still gonna have a microphone.
I'm not doing what's happening, brother. I said you
See,
can
you
do
already moving me out. Look at you, man. You already took me off my spot. That ain't right. I thought we were soul brothers,
I
man.
mean, we are soul brothers, man. We soul brothers. Matter of fact, remember they used to have soul brother number one, and then
Yes.
remember Jet used to have.
Yeah.
I think it was a a chart, music chart, right? When is
Yeah,
something
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Soul Brother charts or something? Yeah.
That's when they rank the top 20 songs and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mhm. So, any last thoughts here, Classic Man? Any last things you want
No,
to leave
man.
with folks?
Other than telling people, please, share the flyer, share the, if you're going to the show, call 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 friends. I don't know how many tickets left, but you call them and tell them, hey, let's go out there and support Classic Man. This brother from the Bay, he loves music like we do, and Jerry Dove said he gonna put on a decent show. So.
That's right. I'm here for you. I wouldn't put my name on it if I didn't know that you were good at it. So you're gonna have a lot of fun. Y'all come and check it out. So I'm gonna give you one more little taste of Classic Man singing, and we're gonna see you on Monday night. All right, brother?
Right. All right. Sounds good.
Good night.
Tried everything, but you don't give up. In my world, only you make me do for love what I would not do. Mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we've gotta find a way to bring some love in here again. Hey, I'm gonna be living for the love of you. Oh, now, baby, all that I'm giving you is for